Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi there. What have I done to my chair that I am now? Oh, I think maybe that was the problem. Is that better or worse? Maybe that's worse. Hang on. Oh yeah, no, it's worse. No. Oh, I can't tell. You know what? It's fine. Okay. So let me bring you up to speed with my situation. Last Thursday, I banged my leg on something. I was at Walmart buying cat food, and then when I was leaving Walmart, I was pushing my cart through the shopping through the parking lot, and the snow was really deep, and the cart just stopped all of a sudden. But I didn't just stop all of a sudden, and I banged my shin very, very hard on the bar at the bottom of the shopping cart. Hi, Unky Dank meme. And so there was a big bruise, and it was painful, and the bruise has not gone away, and it's been like 5 days. And so out of concern of like, and the bruise has grown, like it moved from just like that one spot on my leg to like spread out like around my leg and down to my ankle. And anyway, so it's a huge bruise, and now I'm like, well, you know, it's bad and it's not getting better. So I called my doctor's office today to see if I could make an appointment, and they were like, well, let me put you through to the nurse's desk and you can tell them about what's going on and they can triage, like, because I think they're trying to decide, should I come in there or should they send me to the hospital for like for imaging of some kind, right? Because like the receptionist obviously doesn't know what's going on with my leg. So they put me through, and I left a voicemail, and the nurse called me back, and we talked for a bit, and I explained what happened and described what it looks like and everything. And she was like, can you send us pictures? Like, can you just send us pictures by email, and then your nurse practitioner will look at them, and she will decide whether to send you to the hospital for an ultrasound to double check, because now they're worried maybe about blood clots. So that's fun. Anyway, so I am waiting to hear back from them. And in the meantime, sitting with my foot up so I can try to reduce this one, because it's also like the bruise is huge and stuff, but also throughout the day it gets more and more swollen. Now, my feet already were kind of getting swollen throughout the day because, I mean, it is what it is. So I wear compression stockings already. And so I did mention, like, my foot yesterday was so swollen, just the one foot, the one with the injured leg, that it was like puffed up like a balloon. And it was like really itchy because the skin was stretching a lot. So like that's an amount of swelling that is concerning. But again, that could just be like, you know, your body swelling is one of the immune responses to like a traumatic, like an injury of some kind. And so it could just be my body trying to heal up the area. So who knows? Anyway, like I said, I'm waiting to hear back from them. In the meantime, we are here and we are going to play a game called Orwell. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Because I am. Yay! So let's pop into that. I actually think maybe we should be in this scene, because I don't want to be covering up any of the... I think that there's information on the entire screen that we might need to use. So in order not to be covering it up, we'll use the scene where the game is a bit smallified. Okay. So, I am going to, oh wow. Okay, my volumes are all over the place. I didn't realize. Hang on. Let me make sure that I'm not like overly aggressively. I was going to say volumizing myself, which is such a silly way to describe it, but let me try this. Okay. And I'm going to try this. Okay. So we're here, we're in the game. I do want to double check that the audio levels are good. Yeah, I think my voice is okay compared to the music of the game, so that's good. And I don't think there's any talking in the game. Like, I don't think there's any voice acting in the game, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's pop on in here. We're going to start a new profile. I did like a little bit of a test run yesterday. I've decided that maybe it's a good idea to do a quick little test run of games to see if I even like them before I commit to bringing them on stream, you know, in case this game is like, oh, I hate it. And then I've like wasted everyone's time. Because what if there's mega fans of a game and they see me that I'm going to play it, and then I start the game and I'm like, I hate this game, and I leave immediately, right? So it also gives me an opportunity to get through the like early kind of like tough spots on my own, like figuring out like if I'm just like misinterpreting something and I just need to regroup and try again, I'd rather do that offline and then come into a game with a positive attitude. Okay, so first up, let's pick a picture for ourselves. I like this one. And we'll name ourselves, guys, we're gonna go crazy. We're naming ourselves Aaron. I know. Unheard of. We are not putting our email address in here. Thanks, but no thanks game. It is optional. Says it right here, optional. Be diligent. Your work has severe impact. Please agree to the following terms. I'm aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdictions of the nation. Sure, yeah, I agree. Nothing could go wrong here. Thank you for ensuring the safety of your nation's people. Your registration is now complete. Please wait. Logging in. All right. Freedom Plaza, April 12th, 2017. 7:48 and seconds are ticking by. Okay. Okay. Oh my. Oh my. Oh no, that poor girl. Or that poor person with long blonde hair and a ponytail. I don't know if it's a girl. I shouldn't assume. Episode 1. The clocks were striking 13. So episode 1, I think, is a tutorial episode, so we'll go through that. You're online. Good. Call me Symes. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together, we'll form both the first and last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Normally, congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there's been an incident. So let's get started. I've activated the reader tool for you. Its purpose its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. Okay, so let's go to the reader, click on the headlines, and then we can be brought up to speed by reading the articles. So we've got, feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. Okay, so we're gonna ignore this for now, and we're gonna work on this. So we have access to 1, 2, 3 articles in here. One of them is about the bomb blowing up. One of them is about negotiations in Triflid, and it looks like some rioting or something happening here. And one is about a movie shoot being completed. So I am going to actually read all 3 of these articles, just because I'm familiarizing myself with the interface and everything. So we start with Bomb Obliterates Freedom Memorial and Kills 3. April 13th, 2017. Detonation destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Terrorist ambitions suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. Then the caption under the photo of the rubble and emergency team investigating says, the explosion obliterated the Freedom Memorial in Bonton, leaving nothing but rubble behind. Photo, UNP, Bonton. At approximately 7:50 on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated in the Freedom Plaza in Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an act of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirmed that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, the thoughts are free. I don't know if I pronounced that German stuff properly, so I do apologize if not. Had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. JP. So we could go back and read this article. Negotiations in Triflif. Negotiations in Triflif failed. April 13th, 2017. Pargesian president aborts negotiations with opposition. Violent riots in Triflif. Blaine encourages renewal. Violent riots are all too common in the shattered city of Triflif. Photo, Par Press. Triflif. Peace negotiations in the riot-ridden Pargesian capital city Triflif have been aborted without any result last night. Independent sources report that President Cassart abruptly cut off communication with opposition representatives as the latter presented a tangible plan for the organization of re-elections. The news about the premature cancellation of the negotiations caused thousands of people to resume demonstrations in the capital. It has been reported that demonstrators wearing hoods threw incendiary material into shop windows and onto cars. The police struggled to keep the situation under control. Prime Minister Blaine stated his worries about the negative developments regarding the political situation of the neighboring country and has requested both sides to resume diplomatic discussions. JP. Okay. And the last article is more like, seems like kind of a fluff piece, but let's check it out anyways. Movie shooting completed. April 13th, 2017. Shooting of the Grey Shadows saga has finalized. Third part of the saga to hit movie theaters next Valentine's Day. 100 Grey Shadows, Valentine's Day 2018. Written and directed by Sumishi Aran, Rhubarb Productions. An updated version of the official poster was posted by the director. Image, Sumishi Aran, Rhubarb Productions. Hilbury. After a lengthy shoot in the hills of Bonton, self-proclaimed visionary director Sumishi Aran announced that the filming of his eagerly awaited romantic drama 100 Grey Shadows has finally come to an end. Announced via his Timelines profile yesterday, the brash director said he was eager to begin post-production and the final editing stages before the conclusion of the Grey Shadows series would hit the cinemas on Valentine's Day next year. The third and final chapter in the Grey Shadows saga, previous releases being A Grey Shadow and Another Grey Shadow, was announced to be released almost 4 years ago, but was postponed numerous times due to production problems. Fans have speculated that this was largely due to the breakdown of Hollywood power couple Betty Avon and Mike McNeil, who have had long-lasting quarrels during the filming as a result. One production hand was reported to say that these spats were getting out of control and that completion of any scene featuring both actors was nothing short of pulling teeth. When we reached out to Rhubarb Productions to get a comment, they declined the rumors and claimed them to be mere speculation. HH. Okay, so we've read all the articles. Again, I think this is mostly a fluff piece, but who knows, maybe something in this article does become relevant later on while we are investigating. Sorry, I didn't mean to do air quotes. While we are investigating this situation. So, we're going to click on the unknown person now based on Symes's instructions up here. And Symes says, the profiler holds all known information on those we investigate. The file you've opened is for our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. So I think we go to the bookmarks to find that. Yeah, here we go. Cassandra Watergate. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal their relevance to the case and any connection or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. All right. Bonton Police Database Arrest Records. Cassandra Watergate. Arrest date July 10th, 2016. Charge assault on a police officer. Arresting officer Lloyd Duncan. Holding facility Bonton Central PD. Report. Suspect. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person. Add the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has just been unlocked. We'll need this info to progress. Alrighty. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I do not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you'll see what I mean. Okay. Report. Suspect was arrested on site after Officer Franklin had been struck by an unknown object and became unresponsive. The protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly removed, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. I gotta tell you that I don't feel convinced by this write-up that the suspect is fully guilty. But let's just continue on. So we have new information available. Is this woman a terrorist? The National Beholder. So there's a new article that got unlocked. Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago remains in custody. Trial scheduled for August. Cassandra W. Simple protester or anti-governmental terrorist? Photo, Bonton Central Police Department. Bonton. The case that keeps the media and the public guessing. Cassandra W., pictured above, who had allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill. Protests at Freedom Plaza turned violent 2 weeks ago. Photo JP TNB. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused, Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession. Oh, sorry. To the accused. Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession, has denied the accusations completely and has asked her fans to show their support. A trial has now been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the alleged perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. JP. Okay, I am going to take a very quick break, but I will be right back. All right, so there was just a brief ad break, and while ads were playing, I read through this article, and then I myself took a quick break so that nobody would miss any gameplay. At this point, I am being prompted to drag information into Cassandra's profile over here, so we'll do: the incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration. And that's been uploaded there. The exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there right before the explosion. Surely not a coincidence. Symes, it is absolutely and 100% possible that this is completely a coincidence. It seems like the Freedom Plaza is a massive, huge place that is in the center of town. Hello, Silly Munchies. It seems like the Freedom Plaza is like a centrally located place. She was getting on a bus. Like, so if that's a place where bus routes converge, her being there could have absolutely nothing to do with anything. But anyway, as you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. Could you add more contempt to your statement of facts? We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. Again, just a reminder, we're working for Big Brother, using surveillance to spy on people and then connect them to terrorist acts. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused. Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession, has denied the accusations completely. Okay. Oh, yes. One who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance? Yeah, Symes, you're totally impartial. I'm so glad I'm working with you. Great, you have found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? You have extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators like yourself are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. Okay. So the next thing we've done is we've found her portfolio. Harboring outstanding art. Welcome to the port of Cassandra Watergate. Hi, I'm Cassie, a colorful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow. Glad you found me. Finally found the courage to quit my dull day job and focus on my art career and put my stuff on port.folio. Below you will find a hand-picked selection of my latest works. You can browse through them by clicking on the arrows on the left and right side of the pictures below. See something you like? Why, of course you do, because it's freaking awesome, isn't it? Leave a message on my UTEL account, thecassie92, and tell me which piece you'd like. I'm going to make a fine art print and ship it right away to your doorstep. Best thing, free of charge. Now off you go and have fun. Tags are professional painting, pop art, and various. And here's your gallery. My beloved furball Kikiko. Art, definitely the only family I need. So she's estranged from her parents, it sounds like. Cassandra's Gallery. Yep, that beaut is me. I was never sure about the title, though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter or Victim of Traditionalism in Pink. What do you think? Cassandra's Gallery. A Christmas present for my darling. This was actually meant to be a private piece, but oh well, I'd have a hard time keeping it to myself. Okay. So, this is not actually her address in any way, so let's just disable that one. But quitting her job to focus on her art career, we might want to find out what her job used to be. Interesting. We should find out what that job was. And then we've got her UTEL account, which we can add in here. Good. You found a chat handle. That will allow us to overhear any conversations on that account. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. Okay. And then over here we can pull in The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter, the title of her piece, which gives us some background information on her. And I think we can pull this in to indicate she's in a relationship. I have been failing to read the hover over text, and I really should. So reminder to self, from now on, when you're hovering over something, read the text before deciding whether to drag it over. Okay. Because this one here would have been like location in Wonderland right behind the rainbow, but that's really not her location. Okay, let's go over here because there's new stuff to look at under listener. April 13th session. Hey, you. Hey, Jossie. I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. Sorry, I am popping open a beverage. I'm in the middle of buying all the Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. Can't stop me now. Well, luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Wine? What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Prob's just a business call from one of his favorite clients? Actually, yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine. She's a lightweight. Okay. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. Oh, come on. I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Ugh, maybe. Gotta go now. Text you later. XOXO. So there's a lot of stuff that we can drag on over. So let's take a peek at what we've got. Platinum card. This says that she stole a credit card from an unknown person. However, immediately afterwards, he's indicating that that's fine with him, and she's using it for, like, the rest of the conversation indicates that they live together, and that she is using it to purchase items for their planned dinner this evening. Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney. We should pull him in. I think if we go over here, we can pull him in. Related document found. You now have a profile for a related person. It can be accessed via the profiler. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. Okay, that's fine. We're going to keep working on her. If I continue on, there's an indication that her parents, she's the daughter of pharmaceutical entrepreneurs. So let's add this in to give us more information about her. Watergate, pharma entrepreneurs, that does ring a bell. Okay, and then I think that's everything we've got here. So let's head on over to the reader where there's some new stuff to look at. Here's an article about Joseph Langley, and let's read that. Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. August 10th, 2016. Investigation into the malicious or well-informed you've just encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I'd highly recommend that you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed. Though this is your decision, once the information has been parsed, there's no way to reverse your choice. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. Speculated that the accused parents manipulated the trial. Triumphant, the suspect's lawyer, a criminal attorney Joseph Langley, photo GSTNB, Bonton. The case that has been at the center of media attention for the last month has finally come to an end. Cassandra W. was acquitted of the alleged assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should new evidence be discovered. The suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, pictured above, welcomed this outcome. At no point has there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The revered defense attorney commented during the post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, the relatives of the victim expressed their disappointment on hearing the result of the lawsuit. They openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favor. The victim, a father of two young sons, was rushed to the hospital after the incident in mid-July, where he's still in an induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. So, if I pull over the case being closed due to lack of evidence, then I cannot pull over the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favor. I have to pick whether I think that there was a lack of evidence or whether I think her family tampered. So I think I'm going to wait to learn more about the family before I determine whether I think one or the other happened. So there is this line here that says the defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Are we thinking the wealthy family faked a video? Like, what's the deal with this? So let's go back here and read this article here about Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Watergate Pharmaceuticals, and we have some different links. Products. Watergate Pharmaceuticals enriches lives with our industry-leading range of products, making an important contribution to your well-being. Mood-elevating medication, Methorin Blue. Below, you'll find a small selection of our most popular products. Ahexotl or Axotl Forte. Cough drops that fight against irritation of the throat based on natural herbs. Compensum, activating pills against migraines and strong headaches. Focusin, medication that increases concentration and cerebral performance. For You All Active, medication for the alleviation of arthritic joint pain. Methorin, antidepressant to help stabilize your emotions. Byron, all-round painkiller that dissolves in water. Zamarolin Night, soothing pills for a good night's rest against occasional sleeping problems and for acute application when suffering from insomnia. Okay. Company. The name Watergate has been inseparable from progression and improvement of pharmaceutical research for more than 80 years. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is one of the nation's leading companies in the area of medicine, and at the same time is the largest medication exporter to all areas of the world. The business Watergate Pharmaceuticals, Inc. has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm ever since its foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate, Chief Executive Officer. The CEO of Watergate Pharmaceuticals, Inc. is Bruno Watergate, grandson of our founder, Edgar Watergate. Apart from working in the family business, Mr. Watergate is also the founder of the Central Pharmacy Congress and head of the charity foundation Children of Parges. Dr. Alice Watergate, head of research and development. Dr. Alice Watergate, co-partner of the firm with her husband Bruno, holds a PhD in biology and chemistry. She leads the research and development laboratories here at Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Cassandra Watergate, Junior COO. Okay. Carrying the family tradition to the next generation, Alice's and Bruno's daughter Cassandra will soon be joining the executive ranks. Her business acumen and unique flair will write the next chapter of her 85-year-strong legacy. So I'm going to pull this over and pull this over. Appointed to be COO of a pharmaceutical company, probably by one of her parents. Being an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she had quit her adult job, didn't she? Yeah, that's the job she quit. Okay. Now I see. Keeping it a family affair. Your commentary is documents that you've already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. That's what I expected. The National Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. I might, but first I want to do this. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is currently looking for suitable candidates for the following positions. Please address all applications to Josephine Marcard, head of HR at jobs@watergate-pharma.tna. Chief Operating Officer. We are urgently looking for a Chief Operating Officer to replace the retired, formerly appointed predecessor. Yeah, so see, that's the job she left. Upload complete. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. Okay. Let's just read the job description out of pure curiosity. And in case there's something here that we'll want to loop back to, and it would be good for us to have the little breadcrumbs in our brain spaces. What we expect. Many years of work experience in a leading management position, preferably in the pharmaceutical industry. Deep knowledge of the pharmacy market. Master's degree in business economics or similar. Language proficiency in English, French, and Chinese desirable. A traditionally oriented character with a mindset that is nevertheless open for new challenges. A competitive and motivated spirit. We offer an ambitious and challenging role with high responsibilities at one of the most renowned pharmaceutical companies in the country. A safe job in one of the most stable and promising industries. A competitive salary. A dynamic team with a friendly and cooperative atmosphere. Research internship. As a research intern, you will be in a scientific research team for 3 to 6 months and support it with your assistance. We expect undergraduate studies or postgraduate of biology, chemistry, biochemistry, or similar fields, reliability, and team spirit. We offer an interesting insight into an exciting, fast-moving industry, a dynamic team with a friendly and cooperative atmosphere. If you cannot find any position that matches your qualifications, we are still happy to receive your application. We will then keep your CV in our candidate database in order to contact you as soon as a matching vacancy reopens. Okay, back to our bookmarks. A new article was published. Crime rate continues to drop. Bonton. The Minister of Security has presented latest numbers on crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. Wait, so in one hand, you're telling me that there's massive amounts of terrorism, and on the other hand, very few violent crimes? Delacroix gave a press conference early this morning. Photo, Ministry of Security, Bonton. On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published the new crime statistic report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offenses decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the safety bill. I assume safety bill is a hyperlink, so we'll check that out. Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix appeared very pleased by these numbers and declared this development an outstanding result of successful safety policy. When confronted with the recent assault in Bonton, she once again admitted the ambitious goals of the government have not yet been accomplished. She further mentioned that activities are currently being established, which will have a considerable impact preventing further incidents. HOD. Okay. The party. Our principles put into action. The safety bill. Crimes per 100,000 population. So the safety bill was passed in 2009, and there were approximately 500 crimes per 100,000 population at that time. Since then, crime has been dropping. The party was elected to government in 2011, and at that time it was just over 400 crimes per 100,000, and we are now down to just around 150 crimes per 100,000. The safety bill is a collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizens. Central to the safety bill is the simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as the provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. The safety bill also paved the way for stricter regulations concerning immigration and general travel into or transiting through the nation. It also became mandatory to inform employers whenever an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Since the safety bill has come into effect in 2011, the total numbers of acts of crime and terrorism committed have been decreasing continuously, and the trend is ongoing to date. Then we have some information about the Pargis peacekeeping mission. The terrorist incident of 2008 was the terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from Pargis, a region torn by civil unrest for years, by the order of the previous government. To fix our predecessors' mistakes, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. After the Pargis peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighboring country to perform tasks including the distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health and hygiene products to the mostly impoverished population, the rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding the law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bombshells, training local police and military forces. Due to a recent stabilization in the Pargis, we have been able to reduce the number of stationed forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Okay. Do we want to spy on... Well, now we can look at this thing whenever we want, right? Also, I'm wondering if the order of this is incorrect. Wouldn't it said the party was elected in 2009 in this article. I wonder if this graphic is just accidentally, these two are in the wrong spot. Okay. Oh, is there still more under projects? Was I supposed to pull something over from here? Oh, I might be in the wrong place. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Maybe later there's something to pull on over. Okay. For now, let's look up Alice Watergate. I think that there's something here to pull over to her, right? Oh, we can pull over a new portrait for Sandra. Interesting. So now we have 2 photos of her. Is that actually the same person? How is our I guess our system is not so great at spying if we are not able to tell when someone's the same person or not. I still don't have an answer for this question, so I'm not ready to pull that over yet. If I want to, I can pull this photo over. Right? Okay, yeah, so let's pull this one over as well. One where she's smiling. Because, maybe these are less reflective of her as a person. Certainly, keeping this mugshot up here is not doing any favors for our perception of her innocence. Okay. What else has stuff that we can pull in? Look, this looks like there's more. Oh, yeah, this was disabled. Yeah, we're not pulling that in. Okay. And yeah, we haven't decided yet which of these to pull in. Are we able to pull anything in about her father or mother? This indicates that there's still new stuff to look at. Should I be clicking on everything in here? The 5 pillars for a great nation: safety and security. We firmly believe in strict safety regulations and mechanisms to preserve the life and well-being of every individual. Economy and commerce. A strong economy equals a strong society. This is why we strive for constant, healthy growth. Values and tradition. Our cultural origins, as well as the significance of family and communal life, must be cherished. Migration and foreign affairs. Gating immigration from and intervening in foreign countries are necessities to uphold law and order in our own. Education and health. Rock solid education and healthcare systems are the foundations of a great future. Okay. People. Leaders of the nation. Robert Blaine, Prime Minister. Wow, he's dour looking if ever I've seen a man who looks grouchy. Prime Minister Blaine, as much remarkable visionary as unmatched leader, is a member of the party in the 4th generation. When the surprising death of the previous leader of the party, Mrs. Goddard, left behind a power vacuum, it was the young Robert Blaine who stepped up and was elected as the new head unanimously. Just as in this exemplary case, Mr. Blaine will take initiative whenever possible and is sure not to relent until the party's ambitious goals have been achieved. Arthur Scott Gallagher, Secretary of Economy and Trade. Mr. Gallagher is one of the most seasoned members of the party and is in charge of the Ministry of Economy and Trade. As such, he is directly responsible for reduced tax levels for big and medium-sized corporations, as well as the resulting decline of the unemployment rate. Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, or Delacroix, I'm not sure how it's meant to be pronounced. The Ministry of Security, dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on the interior, was formed directly after the elections in 2009. Just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix, Mrs. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of the first Secretary of Security. She's best known for the inception of the Safety Bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. Peter Faulkner, Secretary of Defense. The Commander-in-Chief of the nation's forces does not tire to stress the importance of stability in the nation's neighboring countries. To that end, Mr. Faulkner created the Parjas peacekeeping mission, which played a key role in the prevention of terrorist activity during the nation's terrorist activity occurring on the nation's soil. Like, so all our neighbors are baddies. Participate. Become a member of the party. There are many ways in which you can contribute to the nation's success. Becoming involved with the party is a huge one. If you're willing to give your all for a brighter future of the nation and consequently all the world, come and join us. Find out how. Donate. The party is always grateful for donations of any amount. Your gift will directly help the party to continue its course to build a stable, safe, and positively conservative nation. Volunteer. Support a local group of volunteers to get in touch with the nation's leaders and champion the topics that matter the most to you and your family. Become a member. Being a member of the party is a life-altering calling, as you will represent the party in political matters on a communal or national level. Get in touch and apply to us. Join the army of the nation. The party is a big promoter of direct service to the homeland. If you think you have it in you to defend the freedom of the nation in foreign countries and help stabilize them, get enlisted now. Okay. So I think that I must pick one of these two things in order to proceed the game any further. It seems to me like we are trapped at this point. Correct? I think that we can all agree, right? Because like there's nothing new opened here or here or here, as far as I can tell. We have to make a choice here. Do we think that her parents interfered and that she's a guilty person whose parents interfered? Or do we think that it's possible that she is innocent and a real video, like the video that was provided that showed that perhaps she was innocent, or at least that doesn't show her doing it, is real? So here's the thing, right? Because if I'm on Team Big Brother, then I'm going to pick this one. And if I'm on Team, although maybe her family is like also Team Big Brother. In which case, I might say, well, nobody interfered with any justice. She's innocent. So the question is, am I Team Big Brother? So here are the thought processes that I have. We know that Secretary Delacroix initially was calling her a terrorist. So maybe Big Brother wants her to be the fall guy. And certainly it would help the cause if the party line story was this lady got off because her parents interfered with justice, and then she went on to do a bomb. Like she started off just throwing a brick at a guy's head, and now all of a sudden she's doing a bomb. We definitely need to crack down on people more. If someone commits any kind of misdemeanor, how far of a slippery slope is it for them to suddenly bomb the plaza, right? Like, so in that case, this would serve Big Brother's story, if that's the story they want to tell. If the story they want to tell is we're infallible, we never make mistakes, then, they would have arrested her. Well, then again, they would be like, it's, you know what I mean? The family interfered, and that's why she was let. So I don't know which one to go with. Like, I don't know if I want to be supportive. So here are the two questions I have, right? Am I on Team Big Brother? Or am I on Team Truth and Justice? And if I'm on either of those teams, which one of these is furthers my goals the most? I'm inclined, like Erin, the person out here in the real world, I'm inclined to think that she didn't attack the police officer or bomb the plaza. And I am inclined to believe that there was no evidence of her attacking the police officer because she didn't do it. But I don't know what that will do in terms of like, this seems like a choices matter game. Like Symes was kind of on my case about it. So I don't know. I really want to pull this one in. The case is closed due to lack of evidence. So I think that's what I'm going to go do. And I'm not sure how that will impact the outcome of the story in it at all. This is what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. Okay, but the CCTV feed that we saw didn't show her going anywhere near the statue. She literally was walking across on the sidewalk on the outside, like the statue's in the dead center, and she was like outside of even the courtyard type area that the statue was in, walking along, and then she got on a bus. We only focused in on her because our spy cam was like, she's got a police record. Currently, I'm thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change. Don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between these two lives of hers. What may have caused this radical shift? She dyed her hair blue and became an artist. The use of the word radical is certainly guiding us in a direction, isn't it? All right, Cassandra's timeline. Status: you're invited to tea inside the rabbit hole. So she's got like a pretty big Alice in Wonderland kind of a vibe going on. Cassandra Watergate. So her date of birth, we can pull that in. September 13th, 1992. And we can also pull in her interests, which are art, music, and activism. Oh, hang on. That's gonna cloud her. What kind of activism? Art, music, activism. What a lineup. Symes, your attitude is upsetting me. Cassandra Watergate posted on March 1st, 2017 at 11:01 a.m. Woohoo! First day in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate Pharma. Jake Clefton commented, "What? Who's going to pay for your stuff now? Mommy and Daddy won't like this." Cassandra said, "Listen, Jake, I'm not Daddy's little girl anymore. My art already got me a lot of money, more than enough to pay all my bills. Don't you worry about me." On January 29th, she posted, "Despised puppets of the state, you've finally managed to destroy us entirely. There's nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all of you government lackeys. Most painfully, Cassandra." Mary Bly says, sweetly, "Sweetie, what's the matter? That totally doesn't sound like you. We haven't hung out for ages. You got to get out from time to time. You'd feel much better." To which Cassandra replies, "Mary, shut your freaking mouth, okay? I'm not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again, I cannot deal with this right now." And Mary says, "Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry that I still care about my best friend, no matter how she decides to give me the cold shoulder. But in that case, that's in the past now." On August 22nd, 2016, she started her relationship with Joseph Langley, who is not a member of Timeline. Cassandra Watergate posted on August 10th. "The Beholder actually wrote about me being freaking redeemed of this shit. But surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculation over my parents buying me out. Makes the click counts go boom, doesn't it?" Mary Bly says, "At least you're redeemed now. Want to blow off steam together with a little late night shopping tour?" And Cassandra says, "Not today. I have a date this evening." "Ooh, who's the lucky one?" says Mary. On August 9th, "Case closed." Mary says, "Congratulations. I never had any doubts about it." Harrison O'Donnell says, "Kiddo, you're my heroine in both the heroic and the drug way. 1,000 cams on the plaza, but no proof. We've shown the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and to mislead the people into believing false promises. Cams for safety? One big lie." Juliet Carrington says, "Wow, I'm so happy for you. I knew everything would be okay in the end. Shall we have an awesome Cassandra Freedom Party on Friday?" Cassandra says, "Thank you guys. I'm so happy. I'm sure you heard. I'm sure you heard the load fall off my mind. At Harrison, yeah, I'll totally write an article on our blog. At Juliet, of course, I'm so in. Okay, well, so that's something we need to go look for. New profile picture. Cassandra Watergate changed her profile picture on July 6th. What? That concert was amazing. So amazing that I just had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? So this is when she did her hair, July 6th. Mary Bly says, oh my God, what happened to your beautiful hair? Why didn't you ask me before going to a stylist? We could have gone together. Jake Clefton says, ugh, Cassie's gonna puke. Did Mommy and Daddy agree with that? Juliet Carrington says, looks nice. It's a whole new you. You'll need a new name then. What about Casarthus? Oh, Cassie's going punk. Sorry, I misread that. I thought it said Cassie's going to puke, but it says, ooh, Cassie's going punk. Okay. Cassandra says, me likey. Juliet Carrington says, so henceforth, Cassandra shall be known to the world as Casarthus. Like as in catharsis, but flipping them. Harrison O'Donnell says, that's the spirit, kiddo. Now I'd like to invite you to our little activist group. If you want to join us, would be nice to have you with us for the protest on the Freedom Plaza on Friday. Cassandra Watergate posted on June 28th. Just discovered this hot new band, The Targets. Man, do they rock hard. They're playing a concert in the Cell next week. Who's coming along? Mary, I'm looking at you. Mary says, ugh, punks, not really my style. Sorry, Cass. Can't we just go see Cherry Cheeks sometime? Cassandra says, they are not some punks. Their lead singer is a real cutie, and they have this cool guitarist girl. Plus, they've got a message. What's not to like? Mary says, no, sorry, it's not for me. Cassandra says, bah, alrighty. You're the one missing out. I'll have them all for myself then. Cassandra Watergate on April 12th, 2016. Ooh la la, oui oui, no no. Having an amazing shopping tour with my Mary, the best friend of all times. But you really should consider paying a visit to your hairstylist soon, darling. Mary says, well, that's what happens when you do my hair. Okay, so they were best friends, but they are definitely not anymore. Show the conflict. I'm going to pull this in to say that she stopped being friends with Mary. All right, it does look like she maybe has... How sad. Based on what we're reading here, her political alignments have changed over time. Okay, so Cassandra is going by Casarthus, and it seems like she joined an activist group. An alias name. You know, people on the web, so many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias. Then we can match data chunks to target persons whenever they're using them. Okay. I am going to add this. Here's the thing. I don't want to incriminate her unnecessarily, but I also am going to add the evidence that add the chunks that I find. An activist group. Is there anything more specific? We'll find out later. Okay. Anything else in here that can pull over? No, I think that's, yeah. And her relationship, which we already knew, but we are now confirming. With her lawyer, might be noteworthy. Okay. Here's her being angry. Opposes the government vehemently. I mean, yeah, I'm pulling it in. She did post it on social media. And here's the thing. Well, Miss Watergate, we aren't too fond of you either. The thing is, she posted it, but she also then was in an argument with Mary. This is where she decides not to be friends with Mary. I feel like there's stuff going on here. Oh, maybe I regret pulling it in. I don't know. Okay, let's listen to the listener. Another chat session with Joseph. Hey, did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me. You know I have a history with that place. Already fucking me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories. And now I was there just moments before this happened. Ugh. I never should have gone to that damn protest. Oh, she regrets it. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not to me. Meaning her presence there before the bombing could be coincidence after all. Yes, that's what I said. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. I was so happy when Goldfels accepted me into the thought. I desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way. If you would not have gone to the protest, then you never would have been wrongfully indicted, and then we would never have met. I'm going to add this because it's the name of the activist group, so we'll want to check that out. An activist group called Thought. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. And who's Godfells? Well, we should find something that shows her current attitude to see if we're following the right person. Okay, hang on. I was so happy when Godfells accepted me into Thought. I desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way. If you would not have gone to the protest, then you never would have been wrongfully indicted, and then we never would have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You're not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ka-ching! Was that supposed to be my credit card in a cash register? Something like that, I guess. I hope you like, Chateau Margaux. Great, so you've decided to bankrupt me? Yes, sir. Always ready to pull the money out of innocent pockets. Anyway, I got the good stuff. Now I'm heading to my handsome boyfriend Joseph for dinner. We know this is already. Ugh. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule and I can't postpone it. You've got to be kidding me. I'm very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How can you constantly do this to me? Darling, please just calm down. Have you taken your Methorin? Yes, damn it. Is that the only thing that matters to you, that I'm on fucking happy pills all day? Okay, let's add this. Darling, please, it's nothing like that and you know it. So I keep my... What's this Methorin? Can you look that up for me, please? I absolutely will. So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging? If I don't show up at this appointment, I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? Oh no, I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours now. Cassie, don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. So she's temperamental. Okay, wait. We'll go there later. But first I want to find this. Methorin Blue. Where is it? Here it is. Methorin is an antidepressant. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. Can we not go there? Just how very much dare you? Okay. Looking at what you've extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. What the hell, Symes? I'll indicate that to law enforcement. How dare you? Okay, the thoughts are free. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. George Orwell. The Thought. Overview. Welcome to the Thought blog. Pick an entry below. Metamorphosis. This article is private due to privacy settings. Archived articles are only available from direct links, not from the front page. Sorry, ask an admin for the blog. Ask an admin of the blog to provide you with a direct link if you're interested in an archived article. Okay, so we can only look at the most recent one. Freedom is Unfree, published in September 2016 by Casarthis. It's cams everywhere, even at the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than a little bit, I don't know, ironic? You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid, or anti-government terrorist. These are only some of the names I've been called during the criminal investigation against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos, someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that it wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. One would assume that in an age where there are cams everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved or not. But it wasn't. It took weeks of investigative custody to figure out that the cam footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all. Which raises the question, why are there so many cams in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet, and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web, and now it's in our real lives too. We've been brought to the Freedom Memorials since we were kids at school. We were told lavish tales about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride, and I know what you're thinking now. This thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The Let Freedom ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stones should be clear. In the middle of the Capitol, there's a symbol of freedom. Comprehensible symbolism for everyone, isn't it? With the cameras there, this is now the plaza of unfreedom, if anything at all. Yeah, I'm going to pull this over. Oh, hang on. Not all conflict. Okay, let me double check. Are Thoughts Still Free? Published March 2012 by Godfells. I propose to consider the question, are our thoughts still free? Well, this might seem to be a surprising question in our current world of ever-growing digital surveillance, freedom of thought is no longer self-evident. Dear reader, there's a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. It goes like this. Thoughts are free, who can guess them? They fly by like nocturnal shadows. No man can know them, no hunter can shoot them. With powder and lead, thoughts are free. I think what I want and what delights me, still always reticent, and as it is suitable. My wish and desire no one can deny me, and so it will always be. Thoughts are free. And if I am thrown into the darkest dungeon, all these are futile works, because my thoughts tear all gates and walls apart. Thoughts are free. When I was still young, long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, I believed this to be a universal truth, that there are no borders for thoughts and no rules for what is or is not allowed to be thought. This was not because I thought people should be so tolerant, not at all. Instead, I simply held it dear that nobody except for ourselves really knows what is going on in our heads until we choose to reveal it. Yesterday, a question crossed my mind. If the increasing interconnectedness of humans via modern technology serves more and more as a collective memory and brain of our society, and there is an institution that is capable of monitoring every bit stream of it, how can thoughts still be free? Is it not likely that we will communicate only under great mental reservation to hold on to our knowledge, which means as a final consequence, we will stop thinking? When I think of the increasing aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question. That's why I created this blog. I want to encourage alternatives to the total control and safety bigotry of this digital world. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfells. Comment. Hey Goldfells, interesting name by the way. Just stumbled upon your new blog, and that's some truth you tell here. The web was born in the sense of the ultimate freedom to be who you want to be, express yourself. Wasn't it? Now the government has come to threaten this with real name policies and shit. Save your IP so they can look up who you are, so you don't say anything wrong, possibly. About time someone did something. Well, if you didn't have one before, you've just gained yourself your first follower. Goldfells. Frankly, I'm surprised to find someone here at all. I thought nobody would ever find this blog at all. Thank you very much for your kind words, and yes, I'm very delighted to have a first follower. Guest. Hello, admin. I like your things too. Could you one, but now even more? To get a service on search engine optimization independent. Others get clicks and more money for you. Now use. Okay. So this is just like a spam bot kind of a thing. All right. Entry is Sorry, freedom is unfree, and I have to find where that conflicts. Are thoughts still free? There's nothing here to click on. Oh, hang on. Okay. Is there anything here that I can drag over? No. Interesting. Hmm. It says that there's something to be. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Fine. So something has happened on her timeline. Cassandra Watergate posted on April 13th, 2017. Ha! Finally, someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. The National Beholder, this is that article about the bombing. There are thousands of cameras pointing to a target, and the Big Bang still happens. I haven't laughed like this for ages. What now, Miss Delacroix? What now? Jake Clefton says, really, Cassie? You laugh at people being killed? Are you out of your mind? Yeah, I think she's so upset about her boyfriend breaking their date tonight that she is, that this reaction is coming from that place. Mm-mm. We're there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We've always been against violence. Finally, someone had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Sees assault justified for showing the futility of surveillance, or has an adverse attitude towards violence. I feel like her time has changed her. And I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is her like, she is upset that her date got broken, though. This is the second. We have two conflicts that, oh, we had to resolve the other conflict in order to be able to move forward. That's right. Huh. I feel like this seems like it was written not from a place of upsetness. I'm going to pull this in. Oops, wrong profile. Oops. I'm pulling this in. I could be completely wrong. Maybe she did do it. Huh. If you think that's her actual attitude, we might be barking up the wrong tree after all. Yeah, I think that we might be barking up the wrong tree. All right. What we found so far is all good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little more concrete. We have to dig deeper. What did she do with the credit card? Okay, here she's talking with Juliet. Hey, Cassie. Hey, Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know. Your post on timelines about this assault. You really shouldn't write something like that. Really, Jules, you're not going to preach to me about this stupid post, are you? No. I just wanted to know what's wrong, Cassie. It's nothing. Just between the two of us. I just had to let off steam, you know? It's because of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, and lots of other shit today. This bombing stirred up all this crap again, you know? What I did. What happened there wasn't your fault. Or either, Cassie, you hurt that officer to save me, and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so brave. How can it not have been my fault? Juliet, I smashed the freaking skull. Oh, we're pausing. I am going to make myself a quick lunch. So I will be right back, and we will continue reading this. Here. We'll continue reading this when I come back. The thick plottins, though, you guys. The thick plottins. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. I have food. Um, so I'm gonna be ouch, hurt my thumb. Fabulous, eh? Okay. I'm back and I have food. And everything is good and fine. So let's unblur me and we will read this. Cause guys, the tea is spilling. What happened there wasn't your fault. Patsy, you hurt that officer to save me, and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so brave. How can it not have been my fault? Juliet, I smashed the frickin' skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Fuck. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him? And this is why you really should remove this post. I feel like an asshole. The worst kind of asshole. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Oh, Cassie, nobody is innocent. Wow, right? Anyone else? Anyone else thinking to themselves, wow, right now? This reveal. Okay. You'll have to let it go. Okay. So we have injured police officer to protect Juliet Carrington, or admitted guilt towards Juliet Carrington. Well, admitted guilt to Juliet Carrington for having injured a police officer in a rage. I mean, both of these are true. I assume that they conflict with each other, but they're both true. Having said that, I still don't think she did the bombing. This will make her seem more likely to be guilty of the bombing. This will make it more likely that we understand that there were extenuating circumstances. I also think that maybe her mood stabilizers were not in play. Because she specifically says, because I lost it. And I don't believe that the police were peacefully attempting to break up the protest. I think that there may have been a genuine threat to Juliet. All right, what else have we got? Yeah, we don't have any new yeah, I think we have to pick one of these two if we want to move the plot forward. So I'm going to do this one. What? Where did that come from now? This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. However, we probably won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of this Juliet. Very good work. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. In Miss Watergate's case, it was not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her former record. Okay. So is that it? Uh-oh. Is she on the run? I thought about what you said. Maybe you're right. I should take the post down. It'd be better, believe me. Wait a second, somebody's at the door. Be right back. Okay, I'll wait. We've been waiting a while. By the way, how's your boyfriend? You still together? You haven't been talking about him that much. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Um, it's like a disco in here. Okay. I don't want a power surge to mess anything up. My lights are flashing. Um, Hang on. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Everything's fine. It was like a disco in here for a bit, though. If the lights start flashing again, I might abruptly end stream just because I don't want my any of my system to be caught up in any kind of power surge situation. We've had a lot of brownouts in my town lately. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to this. I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she's involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. Despite acting in defense of this Juliet, she seems to be quite unstable and a threat. She's not a threat! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, going on. Okay, I just received confirmation she's now in custody. Very good work indeed. I'm curious about this thought group, though, whether they... Oh, God. No, take a look at the news. 2 dead after a second explosion. Well, we've been watching her this whole time, so... Breaking news, 2 dead after second explosion. Wanton, explosion at Stelligan University campus kills 2 students. Is there a connection to yesterday's assault? Explosive charge set off at Stelligan... Times, I'm reading the newspaper. Jesus, get out of here. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so these assaults are connected. Times. How would I know? I haven't even read the fucking article yet. You're like the worst kind of texter. You're like the kind of person who sends me a text asking me to go look at something and then sends me 5 texts boom, 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 while I'm trying to open your link. Hits off and let me read the newspaper. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so these assaults are connected. And if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture. Yeah, I know. I fucking said that. Okay, everything's fine. At least for this attack. Ugh. This complicates matters massively. So much for our simple test case. Yeah, well, Symes, I guess it's just because you wanted to pin it on the first blue-haired girl you saw. So, that's on you, man. On you. I need to speak to my superiors, see how we're to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button on the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. I haven't even read the article yet, Symes. For all I know, the breaking news is about absolutely nothing related because you just are such an interrupting douche. Okay. I'm going to read the article now, everyone. I'm calming myself down. I took my Methorin so I could stabilize my mood. I mean, one thing that we can say is that the thought and Goldfells probably has something to do with this. Given the connection to the Thoughts Are Free song. I'm not saying nobody else in the whole wide world knows the song. I don't know. But someone who either is influenced by, is a follower of, whatever. Okay. Deligan University campus has been closed off immediately after the incident. Photo from UNP. Bonton. Half an hour ago, an explosion occurred at the campus of Bonton University. According to latest reports, at least 2 people were killed, with a further 3 injured severely. The area was evacuated immediately. According to yet unconfirmed statements, the city administration office of Bonton received an anonymous letter just minutes prior to the detonation, which again contained the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei. The thoughts are free. Exactly like the letter received before the assault on the Freedom Plaza yesterday. We'll inform you about any developments on this event as soon as further details are available. HH. Okay, is there anything else here that I can... No. Okay, so it's time for me to, go home for the night. Are you sure you want to finish your work for today? All unprocessed data chunks will expire. Are there any unprocessed data chunks? Data chunks? Data chunks? Data? I don't know. I don't think there are. We don't have access to Insider yet. Yeah, I think we're good. Based on the data you submitted, we have learned the following. Global. Assault on Freedom Plaza. A severe assault occurred at the Freedom Plaza yesterday. Cassandra Watergate was present there prior to the assault and is thus being investigated. Activist group Thought. Hints of the involvement of an activist group named Thought have been found. A second assault at Stelligan University occurred, seemingly connected to the first. This suggests Cassandra Watergate is either not the only perpetrator, or not involved at all. And some stuff we learned about Cassandra Watergate. She has been criminally charged with the injury of a police officer at a past protest at the Freedom Plaza. She's an artist. The former criminal case was closed due to lack of evidence. She's in a relationship with her lawyer, Joseph Langley. She seems to have undergone a radical change after she joined the activist group Thought. I agree, that seems to be the case. Collected data shows a potentially dangerous personality. More thorough investigation by law enforcement is suggested. I don't think... Well, we know she has mood swings. That's what we know. And we know that she, when cornered, can react with violence. We know those 2 things. So I guess, yes, technically, that could translate to dangerous person. I don't like that terminology because it makes it sound like... it makes it seem like outside stimuli are not required for her to become dangerous, which is not what we've seen. Juliet Carrington claimed that Cassandra defended her by injuring the police officer. An arrest has been made. Okay. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. Sure. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. And, of course... Oh, and you, of course. My superiors agree with me. Based on the information we have already extracted, the activist group known as Thought is worth investigating. Well, yeah. It seems that this Goldfels, is an important member of Thought, so now we have clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that Goldfels is a target person, there may be new data chunks or data chunks, I don't know which one, available in documents you have already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. Okay, so this is who we're looking for. Oh, there's new headlines. Okay. First up. Nope. The letter, we're right, it seems. Yeah, okay. So he's talking about an immigrant. Let's not forget that our country hates immigrants in the game. Not in I mean, I'm not commenting on real life. That's why I created this blog. The Thought, an activist group with the same name as this blog. If Goldfels is the one who created the blog, perhaps he founded or even was the leader of the activist group. Yeah, maybe. All right. Let's look at the headlines that we missed. Whoa. Okay, let's look at the headlines that we didn't look at because I clicked on them and then immediately clicked away. Connection between Bonton bombings evident. Bonton. Attacks against Selgan University in Bonton and Freedom Plaza are connected, experts conclude. Selgan students and teachers alike are in shock and deep mourning. Photo, Selgan University. Bonton. The bombing that occurred yesterday at Selgan University seems to be connected to the attack against the Freedom Plaza earlier this week. This is the conclusion of the police division who is investigating the cases. In both assaults, a similar explosive device created with pure malevolence appeared to have been used, police spokeswoman Steele said. The letters received prior to the assaults seem to support the suspicion, while their meaning is still puzzling investigators. According to rumors, people have been theorizing the number of stanzas might represent the number of bombings, which in turn raises the question whether there might be another bombing yet to occur. We understand that some people jump to this conclusion, but there's no good reason to believe this, Steele answered when confronted with this theory during a press conference. Meanwhile, Selgan University has declared that normal operation cannot continue under the circumstances, so they'll be closing their doors for the time being. The university has also put up a special front page to pay their respects to the assault victims. See image. HOD. Okay. There's something more about Cassandra now, her second arrest. Right. Arrest date April 13th, 2017. Charged assault on a police officer. Reconsideration, I think, maybe. Arresting officer has been redacted and holding facility has been redacted. Report. The suspect was arrested in her flat. She willingly opened the door and cooperated with the arresting officer after having the warrant announced and her rights read to her. Okay. So now we can look at this blog post. Thoughts Must Change Direction, published in July 2016 by Goldfels. I thoroughly believed we were able to capture minds if only we could garner attention on thought as a group and what we stand for. It seems my ambition was once again too much. After 1.5 years recruiting 2 of my students and arranging 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza, I feel obliged to ask myself where we stand. Have we reached our goal? What has been sacrificed along the way? In short, are we true to the initial goal that formed the group? Frankly and sadly, the answer to the matter is a resounding no. We let ourselves be consumed by anger and hatred towards those we thought do us wrong. Thoughts are free, but that does in no way mean that they can attack and do whatever they wish. Instead of blaming others, I now see my high aims might well be the cause for all the events of the past months. More than anyone else of thought, I feel responsible. As a consequence, I will halt my active engagement in this group. I firmly believe it shall be for the better of everyone involved, especially my students from Stellingen. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfels. Concerned one says, please reconsider. Guy hurt there was only a goddamn cop. They had it coming for long. It was messy. I know all the way back to the thing I messed up organizing. But hell, look at the bright side. We made the news. This is what we wanted, what you wanted. Okay, and I'm assuming these are the ones in conflict with each other. So we've got the conflict with another data. Oh, sorry. Feels responsible for troubled past of thought. Hinted at a troubled past of thought. And this one is reacts with hatred and anger about troubled past of thought. Hinted at a troubled past of thought. So these are the two that are conflicting. I'm going to put this one over here. I think it's more aligned with everything else he's saying. He did recruit 2 students. A troubled past. We'll have to get to the bottom of this. Okay, then we'll move the 2 students over. Any comments from you, Symes? No. Oh, yep. 3 demonstrations. More interesting might be that 2 students seem to be involved. I'll halt my engagement with the group. Whatever active engagement means, still an interesting fact. And my students from Stellington. So we can say that the students were recruited from Stellingen. What now? Stellingen? The same Stellingen where a bomb just exploded? Yes. You know what I think about coincidences? I won't repeat it. Okay. So far, the evidence suggests that Goldfels was a prominent lecturer at Stellingen, and some of his students became involved in thought. Did he, recruit them for his cause? We need to identify those students, see who else is involved with the group. Okay. The memorial page, yeah. Stellingen University, knowledge, science, wisdom, at some times all remain silent. Continue to main page. PNB, suspect of Bonton bombings arrested. Really? Breaking news. First suspect in connection with assaults arrested. Woman arrested in connection with recent attacks in Bonton. Police spokesman Jim Kaufman informed the press about the progress of the investigation. Photo, JP, TNB. A couple of minutes ago, the Bonton Police Department reported that an arrest in connection with the recent bombings in the capital has been made. A young woman has been brought into custody thanks to investigation efforts of a special task force. Police spokesman Kaufman said. How the woman is related to the bomb attacks, Kaufman did not cover. However, it's rumored that the suspect is well known to authorities by other incidents. JP. This is kind of a misleading news article. We didn't arrest her because she was connected to the bombing. Okay. What can we do here? Bomb assault on Stellingen. Campus closed down until further notice. Yet, April 14th, 2017. Yesterday evening, an explosive device went off on Stellingen campus, killing a Stellingen student as well as a lecturer. I wonder if he's the lecturer who was killed. Several other individuals have been severely injured. The authorities are investigating. This is an unspeakable tragedy, Stellingen President Hopkins said during the press conference that took place this morning. In light of recent events, it is impossible to maintain daily routine. This is why I've decided to suspend all educational services of Stellingen University until further notice. Therefore, Stellingen campus will remain closed for at least the rest of this week, with no educational courses or events taking place. Then we have some other articles that maybe are not so important. Stellingen Canteen elected Best Public Dining Hall in Nation's Best competition. April 11th, 2017. The jury of the Nation's Best contest, annually awarded to the most excellent public services, has declared Stelligen's Canteen the winner in its Best Public Dining Hall category. In the recent time, we've tried to be fearless about our services and trying something new, something that just may not have worked. We're very happy to receive this honor as a direct consequence of those efforts. The student service manager, Gusto, declared consecutively in a press statement. Consecutively. Okay. Anything else? No, there's just those 2 articles. Oh, we can click on courses. Stellingen University offers prospective students from a broad variety of fields in which bachelor or master's degree may be attained. Please refer to faculty pages for a more detailed description of each course. And then we've got some courses, but this is the one that's notable. Media ethics. Note, this course is currently unavailable due to Representative Professor A. Godfels having retired. if we click on that, Professor A. Godfels. Being a luminary in his profession, Abraham Goldfels, I keep mispronouncing his name, I'm sorry, gladly accept Abraham it is, well done. Gladly accepted the offered professorship in the field of media ethics at Stelligan, from which he sadly retired in fall of 2016. Did you notice the bombing locations seem to be closely connected to thought? There could be a pattern emerging. Thought has held 3 demonstrations that there have only been 2 bombings, which might imply, well, it's definitely a shot in the dark, but we absolutely need to do everything we can to prevent another attack. Take a close look at the past of each member with thought. Find out the locations of all demos they have held. That might yield a hint. Okay. Previously, Professor Goldfels has, let's add this photo. No comments? Okay. Previously, Professor Goldfels has held a position as a journalist at Der Reporter, one of the most renowned German daily newspapers, and was also a chairman of the Global Media Ethics Congress. In his works, Professor Goldfels never relents to emphasize the importance of privacy over public interest. Publications of significance. Privacy versus Public Interest, Where the Right to Know Ends, essay 1995. Id, Ego, and Selfie, an analysis of dangers in overexpressive self-representation in social media, study 2012. Die Gedanken sind frei, The Thoughts Are Free, a modern time declaration of independence towards mass surveillance, book 2014. So I'm going to drag in all of this information because it's background information about the guy. And it doesn't seem to be conflicting or present information that's not necessary. Chairman of an ethical congress, just the average run-of-the-mill terrorist trait. I know the setting of this game, and still every time this guy says things like this, I get really riled up. Wow, there's a whole lot of information about this Goldfels. Yet only one other page could be indexed. Very strange indeed. Okay. If you say so. I think the next course of action should be to look for other people in this thought group, like the students he mentioned. Well, what do you say to that? He literally wrote the book. Oh, I love that I pulled them all over, and so he's reacting to them in order that they got pulled in. Okay. Anything else here? Applied physics. This course is discontinued and will only accept applications until October 2017. Why are we not doing applied physics anymore? Interesting. Okay. Notable alumni. The legacy of a university is carried on by its most remarkable alumni, some of which are honored on this page. Orlando Buford, a Stelligan alumnus of the biotechnology course, is the founder and CEO of one of the highest grossing online grocery trading companies, Mcado. Catherine Delacroix. Where have we heard that name? Ever since her early study years as a student of criminal law, Catherine Delacroix has been a member of the party. In 2009, when the party had been elected as government, Delacroix was named head of the newly created Ministry of Security. Joseph Langley. Joseph Langley opened his own law office in the city of Bonton some years after his graduation from Stelligan in 1992. His law office is probably best known for having defended construction entrepreneur Elwood Hendricks in what gained public attention as the Lion Share scandal. Joanna McElroy. Having studied medical technology at Stelligan, Joanna McElroy now is the host of the eponymous daily TV show 4 at McElroy's, in which she covers psychological family issues. Okay. Is there another headline? Timelines and Rosen announce cooperation. The Davenport siblings, owners of the biggest social network Timelines, announced major cooperation with software giant Rosen Technologies. Timeline founders Ada and Alan Davenport met Victor Rosen on Nation Today last year. Photo, Rosen Technologies. Tilbury and Bonton. It's a big deal. The internet billionaires' siblings Ada and Alan Davenport, creators and owners of the most important online social network, Timelines, located in Hilbury, are starting a major cooperation with the Bonton software giant Rosen Technologies. This has been announced in the press statement given out on Friday by the PR departments of both companies simultaneously. By utilizing the existing infrastructure and software development capacities of Rosen Tech, Timelines will be able to respond to the needs and requirements of the quickly changing digital world in real time. Timelines executive Ada Davenport is quoted, "Our growing user base will profit from this by significantly reduced downtimes, tightened security, and a sped up integration of new features," she continued. HOD. Okay. We've got a IUSCAL attendee list. Welcome to the internal Stelligan University class attendee system. Pick a class by completing the 3-step wizard below. Pre-select a semester. So we're going to go back in time. Let's start with summer 2015. Welcome to the blah, 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 blah. Okay. Select the department, media. Please select a class. And we're just looking to see if his name is in here. So no, we got to go back. Go back. Let's try winter. Media. Here we go. Class number 67116. There are 26 attendees. Oof. There's a lot of people here we're going to read through. Okay. I will read through these. I'm just going to pause for just a second to eat some more of my lunch. All right. Okay. So here we go. 26 attendees in class number blah, 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 blah. Becker Lamont. Oh, I'm sorry. Lamont Becker, grade B, requested to write a thesis on the topic of this course. Eddie Cody Bruner, grade D. Maureen Cole, grade D. Jeffrey Leo Dodd, grade D. Edgar Dotson, grade C. Abigail Drew, grade A. Brian Fernandez, C. Sonia Fernandez, D. Arthur Ferris, C. Monica Finch, B. John Flynn, C. Brandon Ford, C. Courtney Fortune, D. Sandra Freeman, A. Mabel Jordan, B. Juliet Carrington. We've seen her name before. We've seen this name before, haven't we? Right, she was a friend of Miss Watergate. Now it also appears that she was a student of Abraham Goldfull's. I think that's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. Times, wouldn't it be great if you let me continue reading stuff while you did your thing? All right. We have authorization to investigate Miss Carrington. Okay. Then we have Daniel Leonard, who failed. He wasn't admitted to the exam even because he had missed too many sessions. Clara McConnell, who got a D. Charlene Florence Miranda, who got a B, has failed the exam one time before. Michelle Morales got a B. Robert Perry got a B. Mary Proctor got a C. Alicia Santos got an A. Gary Moses Shields got a C. Jill Taylor got an A. Oh, I forgot this. Gary Moses Shields was late multiple times. Jill Taylor got an A. Bonus credit points accounted due to writing an optional essay. Whitney Williams got a B. Okay, so we can look up Carrington. Nothing there. Anything here that we can pull into Carrington? No. Okay. Oh, Joseph's trying to reach out to her. Hey, you. She's in jail, dude. I guess she didn't call him. Oh my God. She didn't use her. Well, if she had access to like a lawyer, she did not call him. Hey, you, I'm sorry about last night. I really should have come over. It's just that this client is massively influential and could bring a whole lot of exposure to the office. I've been trying to get a meeting for months and it went rather well, so here's hoping. God, I'm such a stupid old man who just talks about his job too much. I'm sorry. It's just such a big part of my life. Hello? Are you still upset? Patsy, can you at least answer me? If you don't, I'll start to worry. You know what I'm like. You should be worried. She's been arrested. Okay. What can we find out about Juliet? Oh, we've got her timeline. All right, here's a photo of her. She's a PR assistant at Rosentech. Her birthday is February 92. Her place of residence is Farview. She's into guitar, singing, books, and board games. Oh, Cafe Chestnut. Farview Public Library. Okay. Cassandra Watergate posted on March 4th, 2017. Ah, you actually can dance, and I've got proof now. Juliet says, is that really me? I gotta be careful around you, apparently. Great photo, though. Who took it? Nice try, Jules. A magician never reveals her tricks. Anyway, thanks for a great time, Cassie. I must admit, it felt kind of good to go out for once. Not that I plan on doing that again anytime soon. What? Adam Dunbar says, what? Every time I ask you out, you're so goddamn busy, and then you fall for freaking muffins? If I ever had known that before. Juliet says, sorry, Adam, maybe you need to spy on me some more. Okay, so the muffins thing is referring to this post on March 3rd, where Cassandra says, I'm bored to death tonight and definitely need someone to come along. Here, Julesy, I got something for you. And then it's a picture of muffins. And Juliet says, oh no, my one weakness exposed for everyone to see. Okay, tell me, what must I do to get one of those? I'm prepared for the worst. Cassandra says, just go out with me and explore Bonton's famous nightlife, will you? Blinks big eyes. That girl next door says, you got a message, Cassie. I need this recipe for my mom. Juliet says, yuck. You know, I'm not so keen on going out late night. Plus, I don't dance, ever. Care to spare me, please? This might be relevant information. She doesn't go out late night. Cassandra says, but it's okay. I fully understand you. I think I'll then spend the evening in bed, watch movies, and eat a hell of a lot of muffins out of frustration. And then Juliet says, all right, you win. I'll be there in half an hour. That torture and cruelty by my friend. Now, where's my Amnesty International when you need them? This is, okay, seriously, we don't want this part, because she's not engaging in torture. We want the friend part. Okay, I'm going to just leave it. Esther Carrington posted on February 14th. Happy birthday, honey. So good to have you back. To mark the occasion, we decided to update your profile on our family page. I hope you like it. Carringtonfamily.tna. Welcome to our website. A man walks into a bar and meets the girl of his dreams. They marry, settle down, and have 4 daughters. We are the Carringtons. Amanda Hines says, haha, happy birthday Or, yeah, happy birthday for me as well. Have a good one. On December 19th, Juliet says, nobody took notice. Nobody cares. Nobody. Cassandra says, what did Harry do this time? Geez, as much as I like him, you really need to ditch him. That girl next door says, maybe people would care if you would be, I don't know, less enigmatic. In September, she wrote, only 1 week left till I have to enter my thesis at Abraham's course, and then it's goodbye, Stelligan. I'm a bit scared of the huge gaping hole this is going to leave behind. Amanda Hines says, girl, you're going to manage. I know it's a scary thought at first, but we'll stay in touch no matter what. Hear me? Thank you, Amanda. I feel much better already. We definitely keep in touch. Okay, July 10th. This is in regards to Cassandra being arrested. This drives me outright mad. Even though Cassandra and I just got to know each other at the protest at Freedom Plaza, she stood up for me regardless. That woman is a heroine, not a terrorist. Go Cassie. Okay, so yeah, let's add this. This is the article about is she a terrorist? Rick Denton says, if one pisses off the government, one must expect them to respond accordingly. Action causes reaction. That's simple-mindedness. Eye rolls. Also, this doesn't sound like the Juliet I know. You wouldn't even accept the duty of being class representative when you were appointed. How come you care so much about politics now? I'm not surprised you stand up for your beliefs. Underneath, you're a strong one. But activism? Attending demonstrations? Is that still you? That's a good question. What does this bring up? It says, did she recently increase her political involvement? Yes. We want to add that. Juliet replies, first Miss Watergate and now her. Is there some sort of brainwashing going on? Oh my God, dude. Yeah, you are brainwashed, Symes. Juliet Carrington says, sometimes people change their minds. Sometimes other people help to get them the right mindset. Find out what you truly care about. This is about our freedom, and I know what it feels like to not be free. What would you want me to do instead? Sit at home, being indifferent? Rick Denton replies, indifferent? No, I just see no use in occupying public plazas and throwing stones at poor men and women. This is a democracy. We have petitions for that. Harrison O'Donnell says, I'm so proud of you that you're capable of using the essential tool of any good slacktivist. Hell, I would like to post a really slow clapping sound, but Timelines doesn't allow it. So just friggin' imagine it if you can. And Juliet says, Harry, while I really appreciate that you've got my back and everything, I don't think you need to intervene here. This is a Rick and Juliet only thing. Thank you. I want to know if Harrison O'Donnell was ever in that guy's class. Oh, is there something I didn't pull over because I wasn't? Yes, I wasn't sure about this. This one. Let's go look here, where we will get more information. We are the Carringtons. Welcome to our website. Jonathan and Esther Carrington. A man walks into a bar, meets the girl of his dreams. They marry, settle down, and have 4 daughters. What may sound like the beginning of a cheap joke or some kind of pulp fiction is in fact a fairy tale come true. When John met Esther, they immediately knew it was love. So it's no wonder that only a year later they got married in a small chapel near Lake Springwell. At the same time, they began to build a house in Malloy Court, a cozy little spot in Farview, which would serve as the very foundation for their family and which they still inhabit to this day. Happily ever after, so to speak. In 1985, their first daughter, April, was born. Little did they know that there were 3 more to follow. And we have a little bio of April McIntyre Carrington. She is the headmistress at Farview Elementary. She loves mashed potatoes. Her favorite color is blue. Her favorite pastime is writing and playing the piano, and her favorite book or movie is Labyrinth. April is the firstborn daughter in the Carrington family. As you might have guessed already, her name is not a coincidence. When the little girl decided to be born on the 1st of April instead of the March date the doctors had calculated, John and Esther spontaneously decided to name their daughter in tribute. Now fully grown and independent, April is married to Rob McIntyre. Okay, then we've got May Carrington, November 19th, 1987. Wait, are all of them shades of blue? Indigo is a shade of blue. Cyan is a shade of blue. Okay. Her occupation is CEO and founder of My Cloth Limited. Her favorite food is sushi. Her favorite pastime is going out with friends. Her favorite book or movie is The Devil Wears Prada. It had always been crystal clear that May would found her own company one day, and in 2012, that is exactly what happened. With a little help by some friends and her caring parents, she managed to create today well-known clothing startup MyCloth with more than a dozen employees. June, I was expecting the next one to be June Carrington, really. I mean, June Carrington, December 6th, 1990. Favorite color, ultramarine, another blue. Occupation, chief engineer at Bonton Machine Works. Favorite food, spaghetti and pizza. Favorite pastime, inventing something new. Favorite book or movie, Back to the Future 2. Little June was so fond of everything that had the slightest bit of technology on it, it began to worry John and Esther. But there was really nothing to be concerned about. June has proven to be one-of-a-kind engineer, and now the Bonton Machine Works company is profiting greatly from the fact. Juliet Carrington. Here's another photo of her. Confirming her date of birth and narrowing it down to February the 14th. I don't know why we care if her favorite color is red, but sure, let's go ahead and add it. Okay, I like a joke as much as the next person. But her favorite color, do you really think that's pertinent information right now? It might be. There's an active bomb threat right now. Could you please focus on that? You shut up. Her favorite pastime is playing the guitar. Her favorite book or movie is To Kill a Mockingbird. There's a little bit of activism in that, so let's see if he thinks that's worth knowing. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. Until you climb inside his skin and walk around in it. Harper Lee, To Kill a Mockingbird. I actually read that one. Great book. There we go. Okay. Favorite food is banana nut muffins. Since the nestling of the family showed up a little bit unexpectedly, the parents, Jonathan and Esther, decided that they would end the strictness of the naming pattern her sisters had followed in favor of a slight aberration. Juliet learned to play guitar, even developed the plan to become a professional musician in a band. However, she decided to end her band career once she was single again and focused on her studies of media economy at Stellingen University. Let's add this note about her parents in case we need to investigate them at all. Okay, and what's this? Single, former member of a band. There's a conflict with an unknown data chunk, so we need to find that one first. Okay, welcome to Rosin Tech. A message from the founder. When I founded Rosin Tech in 1998, my vision was a simple one. There should be a tailor-made software for any purpose. Who would have thought that a guy hailing from merely an attic in his parents' home could create the single most important software company in the nation? Certainly not me. Who would have thought that the government would take interest in the company and become its greatest stakeholder? Certainly not me again. Against my wildest expectations, but due to my sheer stubbornness, a lot of persistence, and a little bit of luck, Rosin Tech today employs that 5,106 workers and 224 successfully completed projects. Okay. And these figures keep increasing so fast that I added a live counter script to this page. My experience, although I never expected it, my vision proved to be a very strong one. Now let's see what's in yours. Sincerely, Victor Rosen. Or Rosen. The 10 Commandments. We at Rosin Tech believe that outstanding quality and performance walk hand in hand with clearly defined rules. Thus we phrase 10 commandments that guide us in our every work day. I might come back and read these if they pop up. Get in touch. Following the 6th commandment of Rosin Tech, we rely heavily on communication and collaboration with you. We would like you to call us directly so we can easily discuss your needs. Our vision shaping team is ready anytime to form a software that fulfills your needs, so please call. Rami French, head of vision shaping. Maria Harper, head of PR. Juliet Carrington, PR assistant, and we can grab her phone number. I guess we're going to now spy on her phone calls. I love this. I love this for us. Good luck. Oh, sorry. Good work. The listener will also track incoming and outgoing telephone calls of numbers you've added. Yay. I'm thrilled. I'm not at all uncomfortable with this. Okay. Wait, there's more to be... Oh, yeah, another photo of her. Okay. Our family. There's some conflicting information about her being in a band. Yeah, okay, so we'll find that later. Juliet's timeline. Is there anything in here still? Just the part about the torture, but I feel like they're misinterpreting torture there, and I don't want that added to I don't want that added to Cassie. We've got a phone call here with Esther Carrington. Oh, somehow I thought that was going to be voice acted. I don't know why I thought that. Welcome to Rosen Tech. This is PR assistant Juliet Carrington speaking. How may I be of sir? Hello, Juliet Carrington. This is Esther. You sound so official at work. Oh, hi, Mom. Is this important? You know I can't take personal calls while I'm at work. I just wanted to check in and make sure you're home for dinner tonight. Actually, I'm heading out with some friends from work. Time for some Bonton clubbing. Honey, please don't. On the news, they said it would be advisable to avoid public places. They expect another bombing. Mom, I get that you're worried, but I can't just sit at home with you every night of the week. That's exactly what those terrorists want us to do. Avoid public life. We can't give up our freedom like that. Honey, please, you won't have much freedom left if you're dead. Mom, I won't die. How can you be so sure about that? I could just as easily be hit by a car on my way home to your lovely dinner. Don't say that. Just think, this ridiculous group has gotten you into nothing but trouble. What were they All right, sheesh, Mom. I'm going to think about it, okay? Thank you, honey. Mom, I am sorry, but I really have to go now if I don't want Victor Rosen to personally fire me. I have to go. Sorry. I love you. Bye. Okay, so Victor Rosen is her boss, and I think that this might be important. It's Friday, and Miss Carrington has plans to go out tonight in Bonton. That information would normally be innocuous, but we know that she actively dislikes going out. People are truly creatures of habit. Maybe she really does want to go out, but this seems a little odd. What is she really doing? That's exactly what I thought. Is that important that she was going to be? Oh, she lives with her parents. Now to find her parents' address. Okay, perfect. Okay. I am going to take a break again to finish my lunch, but I think I'll wait until the ads start to do that. But just a little house in Malloy Court, a cozy spot in Farview. Huh, funny. This is right around the corner from where I live. Then you don't recognize your neighbors? What kind of... I mean, I guess that everybody doesn't know everybody on their street. Okay. I guess I have to dismiss this if I want it to go away. So I am going to disable that one. What else? Is there anything else new in here? No. Okay. I feel like this is a good place to take a break. So I'm going to go ahead and start the break now, actually, because there's nothing immediately available to do here. And I will be back in, 3 to 5 minutes. The nurse called me back, but the call cut out. So I tried calling her back, but while I was in the loop of press this for this, press that for that, she called me back. And when I flipped over to answer her call, I messed it up. And so then I went back to the thing. The receptionist answered. I was like, it's okay. She's calling me on the other line. And when I went back, it was gone. So I am going to take a couple minutes just to try to call the nurse back about this whole situation with my leg. And then I will recap what's going on with my leg when I come back so that anyone who missed it can hear the full story. So I'm so sorry to put you guys back on hold for a bit, but I will be back. Okay, I am back. I will tell you guys the story about my leg. Um, Last week I was at a uh went to Walmart to buy cat food, and as I was leaving, I was pushing my cart through the parking lot, which was full of snow, and the cart just got stuck in the snow and stopped moving forward, but I didn't, and I banged my leg really hard on the bottom of the shopping cart, and I have a giant bruise that it's spread out from like just the spot where I banged, like it's spread around the edge, around the sides of my leg and down around my ankle. Um, and my foot was getting really, really swollen. Like last night, it was so swollen, it was like a balloon. Um, so I was like, that's concerning. So I called my doctor's office today to see if I could get an appointment to have someone look at it. And they were like, well, describe the injury to us. And so, I did that. And then they were like, can you send us some photos? And I had taken photos last night when everything was really swollen. And I took new photos because when I slept overnight, my foot became unswollen. Like when I was lying flat, because like obviously, they say to have whatever is swelling above your heart. And so, during the night while I was lying down, obviously I was flat. And so the swelling went down. So I was able to take pictures of it not swollen and to send them pictures of it swollen. Anyway, so she was just getting back to me to say that she does not think that there's any concern about a blood clot forming. And she did like go over what things to look out for in case a blood clot would form. But they were like, just keep it elevated and, apply ice and take Advil or Tylenol for the pain and blah, blah, blah. So that's good because it means that I don't have to rush to the hospital for an emergency ultrasound to check if there's blood clots. And, I don't have to worry about a blood clot going, breaking loose from my leg and winding up in my lungs and killing me. So that's fabulous. I'm thrilled. Let's get back into our game. Oh, wait, I have to look at one email. So, just give me 2 seconds. Okay. Okay. I have looked at the email and now I will be able to do something about this in a bit. Okay. Um, okay. I lied that I was going to just read the email because I'm actually going to take a quick action on it. Sorry about that. I'm not fun right now, am I? um, Hi, it's me. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, I can't take the action I thought I was going to take. Of course. All right, well, there we go. I tried, but I couldn't. I will I will do this at the next break. I'll do it. Okay. Um Sorry everybody. This is what happens when you get distracted in the middle of doing something. Okay. I am back. I'm back. Let's get back into this and continue where we left off. Maybe. Okay, so she lives with her parents in Malloy Court in Farview. That's the last thing we did. What did you try? Sorry, I had to dash out and get stuff. Silly Munchies. I had an email that I was reading, and then I was going to respond to the email by taking an action that the email requested. And when I went to do the action the email requested, I couldn't do it. So it wasn't game related. It was just part of my whole I'm doing my, living my life stuff. Yeah, I haven't actually I don't think I'm stuck yet in the game, honestly. No, yeah, but I totally reasonable for you to ask, because I might have been saying, oh no, the thing I tried to do in the game didn't work. So it's completely reasonable. Okay. So I'm wondering why we don't have any information um about Juliet's band. Like, it says that she decided to enter band, and it's a conflict with a data chunk we don't have in front of us right now. And I'm wondering why that is. Maybe if I pull in play the guitar, that will open up something like a blog about her being in a band or something. Or maybe it won't. Hmm. Okay. Maybe I'm going to read the 10 Commandments that I skipped initially. Okay. Any vision is valuable. Have you ever thought the future should be like this or like that? How a certain problem could or should be solved? Of course you have. Do not let these ideas go to waste. They're pure gold. Pursue them. Software can solve any problem. Yes, it can. We live in a time where information is everything. We can reduce massively complex facts to pieces and bits and bytes. We then get carefully designed algorithms to work and marvel at the results produced as our problems are suddenly undone. Oh, sorry. We then get carefully designed algorithms to work and marvel at the results produced as our problems are suddenly undone. I put the emphasis in the wrong place on that sentence. Embrace the client's vision. We think that our valued clients know best what's at the core of their demands and needs. Hence, it should be their vision, your grand design, that guides your efforts. Open-mindedness and transparency are key. Closely connected to rule number 3, the importance to stay open-minded cannot be overstated, just as the importance of transparency in all the processes. Just as the importance of transparency in all the processes. Do not neglect or reject. Do not obfuscate. It's as simple as that. 5. Always stay in touch with the client. Whoever said ignorance is strength certainly wasn't right. There is no strength in not knowing what the client wants, so go ahead and ask, even if it's 1 or 2 times more than necessary. Synchronous over asynchronous communication. Do not waste the client's or your own time by bothering with asynchronous communication like email. It's almost always more efficient and personal. Get directly in touch with one another, and it opens up the opportunity for immediate feedback and discussion. This is why we actually have no email addresses. Interesting. Think about your responsibility. Our work does not only matter to our clients and ourselves, it may also change the world, the entire world, literally. You should be aware of this. That much power should not be taken lightly. Fix your mistakes and learn from them. There's something healthy about mistakes. Like a catharsis, they will wash out your flaws one by one, provided that we notice and revert them. This is why we always let each piece of code be reviewed by our specialized review task force. Work here and now. People tend to discuss what could be and could have been. While it is important to remember the past and even more important to have visions for the future, the present is the time that really matters, because this is where all the work must be done. You can do better. No matter what you can do, you can get even better at it. You continuously learn and improve yourself. Never stop working. Strive for perfection. Okay. I am. Okay. Are we stuck, or is it just... Oh. Is there... Okay, maybe I have to add all of the blue information. Maybe I don't have... Oh, I have to either add it or disable it. He's going to give me trouble for putting this in. Why is her favorite food important? If we fail to prevent the next assault due to you processing random data, I won't be taking the fall. Me. Where is the conflicting data about her quitting the band? Oh, okay, maybe I just have to put this in because they're friends. Torture. Is that correct? What? Wow. Dude, do you not understand how context works? She wasn't torturing her. She made her favorite food and then said, please come out with me dancing or I won't give you your favorite food. And she was like, oh, it's torture having to choose between. This only underlines her assessment as potentially dangerous from yesterday. No, Symes, you're insane. I knew I shouldn't have added this. He's such a lunatic. Oh, what a waste of my time. And now I'm all pissy about it. Okay, let's just see if there's any other students that we can look at. I'm not going to read them all because last time I read them all and it wasn't really super interesting. Oh, she took the class again. Here's Harrison O'Donnell. He didn't join the class, but he was a guest. Wrong profile. Oops. Sorry. Harrison O'Donnell. Yes, we've seen that name connected to Miss Watergate. I'll report this right away. Symes, I think that you're stupid and should not be in the job you're in. We've been authorized to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Now there's some more work for you. Congrats. No, I don't like you. You're a dum-dum. Harrison and Juliet. Those must be Abraham Goldfell's students within thought. Well done. I don't like you. You're a dummy. I'm not trying to be rude, but the guy's a dummy, right? Can we all agree the guy's a dummy? Okay. Let's look on Cassandra's timeline for anything about Harrison. Harrison O'Donnell, you're my heroine, blah, blah, blah. That's the spirit. Invite our little activist group. Okay. Here's Harrison's timeline. Oh, he's a media punk? That's not a real job. He likes the Targets, the Haunted House Club, the Cash, and the National Beholder. Oh, he does like the newspaper. Interesting. Harrison O'Donnell posted on January 11th, 2017 at 6:10 p.m. 6:19 p.m. Everything all right with you? Now it is. Good fucking riddance. And the post has been deleted. Deleted multiple posts from timeline. Yeah, let's add that. Harrison O'Donnell. Do we have something to hide then, Mr. O'Donnell? Maybe not. Jesus. Okay. Harrison O'Donnell posted on July 25th. And Peter Fletcher says, I feel sorry for the girl. It's clear she has been attacked and just panicked. Now they'll have her ask for this. So this must have been him talking about the brick incident with Cassandra. Frank Barnett whistles, we didn't start the fire. I'd whistle, but whistling is obnoxious and I don't want to. So July 10th, the fascists turned this into a nightmare. People didn't do shit. The protest was peaceful until they showed up. They stormed the crowd and provoked what happened. Yeah, that's what I was thinking happened too. Judy Hall says, huh? Have you been suffering from a bad case of self-censorship lately, or what's happening on your timeline? Harrison O'Donnell posted on July 5th. This couple rocked the show as it will rock the rest of the goddamn nation. I'm going to put him here. In a relationship with Juliet Carrington, our two student members of the Thought are a couple. Very interesting. Yeah, it's almost like I was busy reading something. Okay, hang on. Okay, so this points that they're in a relationship, and that they were both members of a band. Okay. She decided to end her band career once she was single again. Yeah, but that's so she was this. Oh, for God's sakes, you won't let me drive. Thank you for. Yeah, but they broke up since then. I hate. Mm. No. Whatever. It's fine. If the game wants to do that, the game can do that. Juliet Carrington, July 5th, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for taking me along. Honestly, I didn't think that wasn't even yellow. It was blue. Like the highlight around the photo. Okay, I'm fine. Thank you for taking me along. Honestly, I didn't think that I would be welcomed so warmly, nor that my humble skills would be worth me coming along. Mike Hutchinson. If you've got it, flaunt it. And you've definitely got it, baby. Pulling the strings of a fancy guitar in the spotlights on stage suits you well and makes you look even more awesome. And then Juliet says, thank you, Mikey. Guess I should have pursued that musical career before even beginning my studies. Studies giving me a headaches at the moment. Thank God it'll all be over soon. Harrison says, Mike, why don't you go ask Juliet out right away, huh? No need for hiding anything. I can provide a nose correction just for you to make you look just as awesome. You want that? No? Then, wow, you jealous tool. And then Juliet said, Harry, calm down a bit, will you? I don't think Mike meant to be flirty at Mike. Sorry, Harry went a bit over the top there. Here's some more. Harrison posted on March 21st. Never thought I was going to write this one day. First day at Stelligan. Feeling so elite, it makes me want to comb my hair. Any survival tips? My most valuable social network associates? Judy Hull said, you at Stelligan? Lose a bet? Frank said, nice joke, Harry. You're a bit early for April Fools, you know. And Harrison said, why can't I go and attend university like a decent human being without raising eyebrows everywhere, huh? Yeah, it's a guest in a lecture of a friend. You got me. But still, shit got real. Okay. But they're broken up. Why? That's what this good riddance thing means. Irritated. Anyway, it is what it is. Band. We're the track you are ashamed of in your fine-tuned playlist, the unexplainable gap in your surprisingly flawless CV, your drunken selfie in your timeline's profile, the porn movie found on your work computer. You cannot avoid us because we are you. We are the targets. Hancock, Harrison, vocals and guitar. Danton, Damien, drums. Castro, Rod, backing vocals and bass. Oh, that's quite an eagle we've got there, haven't we? Former members. Trotsky, Phil, backing vocals and bass. Tubman, Juliet on the guitar. Okay, so I can put this in and it'll show that she's no longer in the band. Will it? No, only gives her a new photo. God damn it. It's okay. I was trying hard to maintain, like, to not commit to something till I got there, and I find it frustrating that oh, the photo. Okay, wait. This does have a better photo of him. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to like keep my avenues open because I didn't want for the game to be like, well, you've narrowed in on a certain one, and now that's I'm really annoyed about this, that I can't put them have broken up because I didn't pay proper attention to. I'm telling you that this picture, I thought I was putting a picture of him, like new picture. That's what I thought I was adding. And this border here was blue, not yellow. So I was like, oh yeah, well, there's no conflict. So I dragged it over and then I hovered over and saw the conflict. So I'm annoyed about that. I'm not annoyed at the game about that. I'm annoyed at me about that. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking that I would want to push through and plow ahead and everything else. But honestly, I think that this is a good, I mean, it's not a good stopping place in terms of the story. A good stopping place in terms of the story would have been when we did the overnight between April 13th and April 14th. But I'm going to stop here. This game is banger, and I am excited to keep on playing it. But I think that I would like to say goodbye for now and pause here. And let's go see if there's anyone live that we can raid out to. So just want to thank everybody who was popped by. If you were here and lurking, if you were in chat at all, thanks for listening to my stories and watching me play the game, listening to me read endless not dialogue, but documents, because this is a reading heavy game. Yeah, so thank you all. And if you're over on YouTube, thanks so much for watching this. If you ever want to catch me live, I don't know, turn on notifications or something, or you can come follow me over on Twitch. Up to you. Totally your choice. Anyway, bye for now, everybody over on YouTube. And like I said,